Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Traditions Homestead. No, we did not move to Alaska. We are still in southern Missouri, but it sure seems like Alaska these last couple days.
Yesterday we got 6 inches of snow, and I know that's not a very big deal to most people who live north of Missouri, southern Missouri, but for here that's quite a big deal.
Yeah, this is actually the coldest and snowiest it's been here in about 20 years, which is just crazy. This morning when we got up to do chores and come out and check on the animals, it was -9 degrees. Unheard of around here. Just last week we were kind of bragging that we've had such a mild winter. We were going to be able to really get a lot of work done early on the gardens. And you can see right here behind us, this is our garden area. We're not going to be getting any work done on that anytime soon.
The past 2 days, the highs have been like, 5 degrees.
Right.
And that is something that our animals are not used to. Actually, the sprout house wasn't used to.
Yeah, we've had a heck of a time keeping the heater going in the sprout house. I think, and maybe those of you who live in really cold areas can tell me better, but we just run it off of a 100-pound propane tank, and it seems like when it gets really cold, like negative numbers, like the pressure drops and the pilot light won't stay lit in there. So I need to go out every little while and just make sure that it's still running, which has made things pretty interesting during the middle of the night.
But everything's okay. It hasn't dropped down to freezing. But anyway, my point is things have been a little bit more difficult here than normal. We're just not used to all of this here in southern Missouri.
Now, a lot of you know as well that we have been on piglet watch here on the homestead with our sow Myrtle. I don't want to give too much away, but let's go down and take a look and see how she's doing this morning. Well, as you can see, there's no piglets in with Myrtle. In fact, the last few days, all she's been wanting to do is sleep. Through all of this cold stuff, she's just been sleeping probably 95% of the time or more. Now, most people know that pigs, when they're pregnant, the time span is about 114 days. There's an old way to remember it. It's 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. So we were counting on 114 days for Myrtle to have her babies. But because Myrtle is an Idaho pasture pig, part of which was originally made up from the coonies, the average for Idaho pasture pigs is actually 116 days, which is something we didn't know right away. In fact, the more research we've done talking to other people and researching online is that it's not uncommon for these guys to go 117, 118, even 119 days before they have babies. So she's on day 116 right now. If she is indeed pregnant, which we still think she is, she should be having babies any time, but it's not really that alarming, I guess, that she's past the 114 days. We know exactly what day she was bred because we had her in with Charlie, our boar, and we actually saw him breed her. So we know exactly when she was bred. So we know where we are on the days. And like I said, today is a day 116. So she could still have a few more days. I'm going to try to get her up. We've been keeping her locked just in here, but I'm going to try to let her out just a little bit for you guys so we can look at her better. I want to show you guys some of the things that really make us believe that she is indeed pregnant and that we just have a little bit longer to wait. Myrtle. Hey, Mama. You want to get out for a little bit? You want to come and see the sunshine? Play in the snow? Now, one thing we've been doing to really kind of make sure, because I'll be honest with you guys, when we got to 114, 115 days and she hadn't had babies, we were getting pretty bummed out. We really thought maybe she wasn't going to have babies. We were starting to really question whether or not she was pregnant. So we've gone back and we've compared old videos and photos that we've had of her, just kind of looking at some of the changes that have been going on. And after doing that, we do still feel like she is pregnant. Let me see if I can get her out here so you guys can look too. You ready to come out, Mama? You can come out for a little bit. So the first thing that we've been noticing with her is her teats and her udder. You can see they're almost hanging in the snow. We've gone back and we've looked at videos and stuff from even just a couple weeks ago, and they were not like that at all. They were actually pretty close up to her body. So it really seems like they've grown or, swelled up. And that is definitely a sign of her being close to being ready to have babies. The other thing is her back end. You can see that it is very swollen. And she's actually getting pretty grumpy about us touching her. And she's getting a little territorial about being inside of her nest area here. So all of those things together make us believe that she probably really is pregnant and that we just have longer to wait. We've been giving her some fresh hay, every few days, and she's definitely been building nests. That's where she's been sleeping as well during this cold, but she has definitely been building a nest and just, really, like I said, all she's been wanting to do is sleep. She gets up when we come out to feed her, but other than that, she's pretty much been asleep for the last 3 days. Now this is the first time we've let her out in several days. Does that feel good, Mama? Yeah. I think she looks even more swollen, especially her back end looks more swollen, but I think her teats look more pronounced as well. Like I said, she's been getting more territorial when I'm actually in her farrowing area with her. She seems just cranky that I'm in there with her. So I think all of those are good signs, but like we've told you guys in the past, this is our very first time breeding pigs. So we're just a little unsure. Are we reading things wrong? Are we seeing things that aren't really there? It looks to me like she has a little bit of a belly. I don't know. I would like opinions from those of you who have raised pigs before. What do you think? Do we just have a little longer to wait, or do you think she's not even pregnant? Now, we have had friends over who have raised pigs before, and all of them have thought that she looks pregnant. So I do feel like we're pretty confident that she's still going to have babies. We're just not exactly sure when. Well, it looks like Charlie and Mildred want to be in the video too. So let's go take a look at them. You can see how much fun they're having in the snow. This hasn't seemed to faze them at all. Let's go take a look. Well, here's Charlie and Mildred. You can see that they're doing well. They have a nice shelter, so even overnight, like last night, like I said, it got down to -9 last night. They were nice and cozy in there. I came out in the morning, they were still cuddled up together, sleeping. Now, Mildred hopefully will be pregnant also. We saw Charlie breed her on January 16th, which means she's just a little over a month. During this entire process, there's one thing that we've learned, and that is that I don't know if it's just us, I don't know if it's a breed thing, but it's not super easy to always tell when these IPPs are in heat. We've been able to tell, obviously, when Charlie's with them because he wants to service them during that time. But otherwise, it's not super easy to tell. So the last few days, while the weather's been so bad and we haven't been able to get a lot done outside, I've been researching online about not only how to tell when they're pregnant, but if there is such a thing as a pregnancy test for pigs. And it just so happens that there is a lab in Illinois that sells pregnancy tests for pigs. It's a urine test. We've gone ahead and we've ordered a 10-pack of them, and so those should be delivered here any day. I'm hoping we can get Mildred pregnancy tested once those kits arrive. You have to do it with pigs between day 30 and 35. And by the time it gets here, it might be right on that edge. So we'll see. Otherwise, we have to wait till day 85 and try it at that time. But I'm hoping that they'll get here and we can try that urine test on Mildred here to see if she is indeed pregnant. Because this is stressful. This is stressful for me, not knowing whether or not they're pregnant. And I don't want to have to wait 3 months, almost 4 months to find out. So we'll let you know when we get that test, and we'll tell you guys how that's going. So there's one more thing that we're going to do today, and that is hook up a camera so that we can keep a closer eye on Myrtle now that we think she's really close. Otherwise, I've been coming out every 2 or 3 hours, even during the night, to check on her. But when it's so cold, I just soon stay in the house and be able to check from there. So I actually took one of our security cameras off of our house. I'm going to bring it down here. It's a wireless camera, a solar-powered camera. And before, our Wi-Fi wouldn't reach all the way down to the barn. I did some working on that. Got it so it reaches down to the barn. So I'm going to hook that camera up today so we can monitor her from the house and hopefully be able to see the second she goes into labor. All right, so here's the camera that I'm going to be hooking up in here. Like I said, these are the same. Well, this is the security camera off the side of our house. I'm just going to steal it for down here for a little bit. Now these are Real Link brand cameras. We've been using them now for quite a while and actually really love them because they're solar powered. They have a battery inside and they never go dead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook this now so you guys know kind of where we're at. We're in the other side, kind of behind the farrowing pen. So Myrtle is right on the other side of this wooden wall right here. So I'm going to put this up here and aim it down, and it's going to be aiming down straight at her farrowing pen. Now once this is installed up here, I can actually view this right from an app on my phone, and I can watch whatever she's doing right from my phone, which is awesome. If I'm not even home, I can still be keeping an eye on her. And then this is the solar panel that actually charges the battery in the camera. And this camera can go quite a few days even if there's no sun. So yeah, in this winter weather that we've been having. Now tonight we're supposed to get another about 3 to 6 inches of snow. But then by the weekend it's supposed to be up in the 50s. So that is just how it is in this part of the country. I know a lot of you are having crazy weather right now as well. All right, this is a pretty long cord, so I'm going to run this to the outside of the barn so we can get this in the sun and make sure it stays charged. All right, that should give us plenty of sun to get the batteries charged up. Now all I need to do is look through the app on my phone, get the camera angled exactly where we want it.
Well, now that all that is settled, we're going to give her a little bit more hay to encourage her to, make her nest even more nice than she already has. I want to show you that we put up this tarp here. It was so windy the past 2 days and so cold. This really has helped keep the wind out of here. But in order to put hay in there, I need to take some of it down. She's getting kind of feisty in there. Okay. There's some more. Make you a nice nest.
Well, there you go. That is how things are going on the homestead right now. Everybody told us day 114, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. That's going to be farrowing day. We were so excited for that day, and it came and went. But we're still confident that we're going to be having some piglets. But we'd love to hear what you guys think.
You guys, thanks so much for joining us today on the homestead. Snowy, snowy day.
Well, I know a lot of you are having just crazy weather as well, so we're keeping you all in our prayers.
Absolutely. If you're enjoying our videos, make sure that you hit the subscribe button below. And the best way that you can help us here on the homestead is just to share our videos on all your social media. Until next time, maybe piglet time. Thanks for stopping by the homestead. Take care and God bless.
God bless.